Hey beauties, and welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in and for watching. Today I am going through this really cool purple eye. You can either use it for day or for night, and I really focus on some techniques that I think would be really helpful for those that have hooded eyes particularly, and I really think this look looks amazing on redheads. So if you fit any of that description, or if you do have any other eye shape, because I think this can look great on a variety of eye shapes, then keep watching. Please also let me know if you like the video by liking the video and leaving a comment and subscribing to my channel. Thanks guys. Okay, so we're nice and close as we like it, so you guys can see what I'm doing. So I truly believe this look that I'm about to create, I've kind of adapted it a little bit more for those that do have hooded eyes, and I just, look, lilac and violet are not colours that a lot of people reach for, especially those that aren't used to playing with makeup or are confident with makeup, but honestly, trust me, try it out and it really makes any eye colour pop, and I think it looks particularly stunning on redheads as well, because the contrast of purple and, you know, the red tones and the ginger in the hair, they just, I think they look really great. So let's get into it. First, what I'm doing is I'm taking the MAC eyeshadow pot in Plum Dressing. Now I'm just taking a flat brush like so. It's a synthetic flat brush, but you can just use a flat sable brush if you wish. So I'm just loading that brush up with colour. Like as always though, I'm going to do one eye first and just show you what I do, and I'll complete the other eye after. So just looking forward into your mirror, first of all, what you want to do, I'm just checking if you can see, is where your eye and your brow, end of your brow meet, is just creating a little line towards it. Now it doesn't have to be clean, because we'll clean it up later. It doesn't have to be clean, it'll be messy. I don't know what I'm saying there. So just pat that across, little short kind of motions, and looking forward you can kind of see the angle that you're creating and the highest point of your eyelid. So essentially what you want to do is, looking into the mirror, is where the highest point of your eyelid is, just grab that brush into the socket wherever it may be and just create that line. It's going to be more of like a triangle shape. Just remind me while I do this. And then join it to where you've placed the point of where you think the highest point of your eyeline is. Oh god, you can't see me. So where your eyeline is. Is that making sense? So creating a line from the end of your eyelid toward your brow, and then from the highest point looking forward of your eyelid, so the highest point, pulling that line across and creating a triangular shape where they meet. So what we're really trying to do here with this particular look is really open the eye, particularly if you have a hooded eye, and really make the eye look wider. So the trick to doing so is creating more shadow and depth to the outer eye to create it, making it look bigger. So I'll show you, pulling that up there, pulling it across like so. Again, like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect because we will fix it up. That is the power of makeup. Can you see? Okay, so now you can kind of see, if I come in a little bit closer, I've got that line going up and then across, right? And then that angle through there. That is what we want to do for our first step. Okay, so you can kind of begin to fill that in slightly with that darker shade that we've used. But that's fine. That's all we kind of want to do for now. Lighter purple. This is the MAC Satellite Dream. It's a really nice, gorgeous, more a cool tone one. And the other one I've used, interestingly enough, is a warm tone plum, which I don't mind. I'm always the type of person to mix cool and warm tones. I love the contrast of them, and it adds a little bit more interest to the look. So with that same brush, I've just cleaned it off and I'm loading that up with the Satellite Dream color, tapping off the excess. And what I'm going to do is from about a third in of the eye, I'm just going to pat that color on to, again, not quite to the end, but just over that lid space there, joining kind of where we started the other color. So just messily tidying that in there. Perfect. So now that we've packed that color down and our lid space is looking totally crazy, but it's a work in progress. It's a work in progress. Next, what I'm doing is I'm grabbing a Zoeva 225, the Luxe Crease Blender. It's got no product on it at all. And what I'm going to start to do is soften that other color that we first started with to just kind of blend and start mapping out the smokiness. So just little circular motions. And if we go outside of where we need it to be, I mean, concealer's our friend, a lighter color's our friend, so don't be scared. We're in this together, baby. Let's just blend. What you want to do with the end of this particular shape that we've created is soften it. We don't want it to be too triangular because then we can start to look a little bit too pointy, if that makes sense. We really want to soften it and have it as a C curved shape, if that makes sense. I always find with this step, if you're having trouble blending, I just add a little bit of transparent, translucent powder to the brush and just buff it away. Okay, so it's looking blended, softened, perfect. The next step is grabbing either a matte chocolate shade. I'm actually using a sparkly shade. This Gilded by Association, this matte color it's so beautiful. I love it so much. It's like a smoky black charcoaly color, and it's great for adding a bit of sparkle to the eye and a bit of depth, but I mean, please go ahead and use a matte color if you're not comfortable adding a bit of sparkle to the eye. So what I'm doing, again, looking forward, and particularly again if you have hooded eyes, is where your crease is, adding a slight bit of depth. I'm just kind of to the outer third of the eye, adding a little bit of that dark color to add definition and kind of create a crease for yourself. So what this is going to do is trick the eye into thinking that your eye is bigger than what it is, and that's what we want. So I'm just placing that there in the crease, and again, don't drag it too far over. We just want to keep it to the outer third where we're keeping all that darkness and depth to create that wide-eyed look that we are after. So literally it'll just look like a line, and that's fine, that's what we're wanting. But grabbing that Zoeva 225 or a brush similar to that, and then loading it with that Plum Dressing color, which is the color we've got on the outer V here, that darker color. I'm putting a little bit of it on the brush, tapping it off, and then what I'm doing in my circular motions is I'm buffing out that darker shade to help it look more purple, which is the eye color look we're going for, but to maintain it, adding that depth to the eye. So buff, buff, buff. See how it's already added like darkness toward there for us? See how much kind of bigger through here my eye's already looking? Don't mind the bottom part, we'll clean that up. But you can just see how much this eye is looking open and bolder, and this one's like, yeah, how you going? Like, this is what we want. This is the true power of makeup that we love. Okay, love it. Next step. We're grabbing just a little fluffy little shader kind of brush, anything that'll pick up product for us. So I'm grabbing the MAC Soft and Gentle Shimmer shade here, and again, with all the technique with having either a hooded eye or just any normal shape eye, applying shimmer to that inner corner part of the eye really widens it and helps it look bigger. So I'm actually patting this to about a third of the way in, Again, particularly if you have hooded eyes, this is a great trick for opening up the eye in the front half. And I'm just applying that into the corner there so that we can create bigger, sexy eyes. It's what we want. The trick is, if you are falling below that eye line, please just take a little bit of concealer and just clean it away at the edge. Such a great trick. Keeps the eye looking up and long. That's what we want. Okay, so I keep saying okay, so I'm so sorry if I keep doing that. Taking our black eyeshadow, a matte black. Another trick for adding depth and for adding definition and making that eye bigger. On the outer third of the eye, on the outer, I'm going to just press some into my lash line here, coming about 2/3 of the way in and ensuring that there's no harsh ends and starts. Just really slightly kind of grab that brush and kind of nuzzle it in so it's smoky. We don't want it to be seen. We don't want it to be seen, because like if too many people have these tricks, like, gosh, we can't have that, can we? Again, pulling the brush in because we don't want to keep going out. Okay, this is what we're working with for now. Now, taking that matte brown shade that we used to create more of a crease in the upper part of the eye, I'm grabbing another liner. I'm grabbing another angled brush and just taking a little bit of that color. I'm going to define my lower lash line softly. We don't want to do it too smoky on the bottom because we have got quite a coloured eye on top. So to keep it to a day look, I just recommend defining the bottom lash line. Again, not going too far into the tear duct. And of course, lift up at the outer corner of the eye to keep that eye going. Woo, that's what we want. And the next is my final touch before adding mascara. Is I'm going to grab a little bit of that Plum Dressing shade and I'm going to apply it in the middle of the eye, just on that line there, just to add a bit of color and to get the eye identifying with that purple shade we've used on top. So the person can really kind of notice. It's a very subtle trick, but the person will then notice that you've got a gorgeous violet plum eye going on for your look today. Done. Perfect. Let's add some mascara. Okay, so I have completed my other eye and applied mascara as well. Now I've only kept mascara to the top of the eye because this looks really about opening the eye and making it look a lot bigger than what it is. So for lips today, to complement this look, I mean, you could go for a very bold plum color and just have it a little bit more after 5 p.m. However, today what I'm doing is a nice nude lip. This is one of my favorite combinations at the moment. So I've got MAC's Strip Down Pencil and I just apply that to the top and the bottom middle parts of my lip. And just kind of feather that out toward the end. I don't like to go too far in the middle because I find this lip color on my fair skin can make my mouth look a bit orange, kind of like I've eaten spaghetti like around the corner. So I just keep it to the middle center pieces. Just touch the ends, kind of smudge them into the lip. So that kind of technique assists me creating more shadow and a bit more peltier. And then I've got the Rimmel Notting Hill Nude. This is my favorite dupe for MAC's Velvet Teddy. I do have MAC's Velvet Teddy, but I just love this color as well. I find the formula's a little bit more creamy. So that is the completed look for today, guys. I hope you really enjoyed the techniques that I shared, and I really hope they help you. Please let me know in the comments if you have any questions about what I've shared or what I did in this particular video, or any other things that you'd like for me to do more of in the future. So have an amazing happy Easter and an amazing long weekend off, and thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon. See ya.